Oh, hi guys, yeah, thanks for watching my first video. Yeah, I just thought I'd do another one. Yeah, my name's Kieran, I'm an addict from England, UK. Yeah, I'm feeling alright today. I've had a few good days really, with a gap of quite a difficult day in between, really, to tell you the truth. A bit of a down day or what have you. I've been reading into stuff and all that lot, and today, I read the Just for Today messages, which is in line with NA, Narcotics Anonymous. I can sort of, gig with stuff like that, the readings and stuff, and today it's about self-love, and being able to love yourself and therefore radiate love for others. I've been doing a lot of meditation, recently, and a particular type, which sort of helps me with this exact issue. It's called Theravada meditation, and basically, it's about that, about love and compassion, but towards your enemy, and also people, that are difficult that you come across in life, and then, and towards yourself. I think for me, like love, yourself, it's been very hard for me to sort of nurture that idea, in life, in history and in my past. I've kind of felt, oh, I'm just the addict, I'm the nasty person that's done the nasty things, stealing, lying, cheating, not giving myself fully to people in relationships. I find myself in a situation now where I'm in a very loving relationship. I'm lucky, I know I am. I'm very lucky to have found a person that I love and that loves me, but more so that I know that she loves me. I'm lucky too, and that's good. I think, message really for my video today is just hold tight. If you're in recovery yourself, thinking about going into recovery or stopping using drugs, it's a very, very difficult task, that you're going to embark on, or probably already have if you've begun. Just hold tight, man. Take it easy, step at a time, slowly, Maybe don't even see it as steps, see it as one long step, it's one big step, you're just going forward, try to remain present. I think for me, if I can remain present, it helps me, because when I'm present I pass out more compassion towards others. I have a more like positive feeling towards myself and other people, and I think that can help you in your recovery as well, to have love and compassion towards fellow man, fellow women, anyone. We just say man, don't we? But for me, I kind of feel that and send that out as everyone, all sentient beings. I'm feeling alright. I've been a bit low, this morning. I've been creating my own tensions and stuff. Feel a bit, pressured, with the university. I'm studying at university at the moment. It's a foundation degree, I may have mentioned in my first video, but basically I'm kind of feeling the pressures, of university life. I'm actually considering moving, which is a good step for me. I think there's many blocks here where I'm living at the moment as far as my university study and other things in life, really, living so far away. I'm sort of very, very close, to isolation where I live. I can isolate very well here because I'm so far out. And I think I need to move. I really feel strongly I need to move from here and set down my roots again and really, really concentrate on my studies. I'm finding more recently messages coming to me, through readings, through what people say in shares, my own shares. I'm kind of receiving, I need to concentrate on one thing. I've got this thing, that thing, relationship, I've got, problems with past issues around grief and that kind of thing that I've not dealt with. I think for me now, I'm more considering just thinking about one thing, and that'll be my studies. Really picking up and getting it going with my studies, and concentrating hard. So I'm looking to move. I'm going to move to Leeds area, and I'm going to get a nice place there, get it nice, how I want it. And I'm going to really concentrate on my university studies, for the next sort of 4 years, and then maybe another 2 after that when I do my master's degree, because that's kind of my plan, my long-term plan. But, for me, I'm holding tight. you know, I'm holding tight to the just for today message, and I'm not going to pick up today. You know, I'm using a reset button function whereby every night when I put my head down to that pillow to go to sleep, I think, right, Kieran, you've done it. You know, feel that niceness, feel that, you know, you've done it. You know, you've done 24 hours, well done. You didn't drink, you didn't take a drug, you know, you didn't go out scoring. You know, maybe you thought about it, maybe you didn't, but end of the day, you didn't do it. So I give myself that positivity and that nice positive feeling when I put my head down, and I use it as a reset situation where I think, right, you've done a day, start again tomorrow, do the same thing. You know, at the start when my recovery, I was adding days and I was like, oh, I'm a week, in 2 days, oh, I'm doing this, oh. You know, but now I'm more just settled back now and think, well, Kieran, you've done a day, simple, you know, hold it tight to that, just a day, because ultimately that's all we got. But really, to break it down further, ultimately all we've got is the present moment, folks, you know. All we truly have in this world is the present moment, you know, right now, what we do now, you know. And then now will be in the next moment, you know, that kind of situation. So yeah, I'm feeling positive, you know, hold tight guys, you know, I'll do further videos. You know, I did touch a little bit there on my grief issues and stuff, you know. It's not just me that's suffering, there's others out there, you know, in my family and stuff that suffer. I do feel like I'm keeping people at arm's length, you know, on that respect at the moment. You know, it's just a situation whereby I feel very pressured, you know, at the moment, you know, by university, you know, and other aspects of my life, you know, and I'm kind of, you know, just being a bit standoffish, you know, as far as other issues. Maybe I'm in fear too, you know. I'm in fear of touching on them things myself, you know. You know, I mean, basically my brother, you know, he was murdered in it, you know. It ended up that they got manslaughter, you know, they got a slap on the wrist, basically, I'd term it, you know, for killing a man, you know, a good man, you know, a guy that we're really striving forward in his life, towards the end of his life, to, you know, become a better person, you know. And he'd stopped using drugs at that time, you know, which were massive, you know, massive for him, massive for me. With you know, me, I looked other day, I did a little Word document just about when I started using, and basically I started sniffing glue, yeah, and you know, having petrol, you know, in my shed when I got a motorbike at 12, you know, and taking tablets and stuff, 13-year-olds. You know, I picked up an heroin addiction, you know, 15 and a half, coming on to 16. You know, I injected speed, you know, amphetamines and pills, you know, coming up 14, 15, you know. First time I used it, I injected it, you know. First time I used heroin, I injected it, you know, was on them extreme ends, you know. And for me, the rock bottom, I don't feel I've ever reached one, because I'm in fear really about that principle, because rock bottom to me is death, you know. Rock bottom to me is death, quite simply, you know, because I put up with stuff, and I'm a seeker, you know. I put up with it, you know, in that kind of situation. You know, I've had long periods of addiction, you know. I'm an addict now, but what I say there is I've had long periods of full-blown use, drug use, where I've isolated and not spoke to my family for years on end, you know. And now I'm just trying to stay away from drugs is my primary, you know, my primary aspect now. Stay away from drugs, pick up your studies, you know, concentrate on the people in life that are not using drugs and that, and the positive friendships that you've got, and you know, move forward. Don't try to rush, you know, because I'm a person that rushes, you know. I can rush a lot. I can feel a lot more comfortable when I'm rushing and I'm trying to get to an end, a means to an end, you know. I listen, you know, when I first started looking into Buddhism, because I would consider myself a Buddhist, you know, in the way that the things I try to study and practice in my life, you know, go along the lines of, you know, Buddhist tradition. And right at the start, when I found out about Buddhism and started looking into it, you know, I listened to a guy called Alan Watts, and it was a YouTube video, and it's called, you know, Life is Music, you know, by Alan Watts, you know. And he says in that how, you know, at the end of the video, he kind of says, you know, life's music, you know, and we forget to sing and to dance, you know, as it's being played, you know. And for me, I equate that to like the fun times and the nice feeling, you know. We kind of trundle along in life and we forget that we're in life, kind of thing. We kind of go to sleep in his mind, you know, and we forget to sing and to dance, you know. We forget to have the good times and the positive feeling, and to push that onto others as well through meditation, through discussion, through compassion, whatever, you know. And for me, that's a massive message, something I've received, and a lot of Buddhist things. I was just saying, you know, my partner was saying to me, you know, last night or early this morning, that we tend to do that, you know, in life, where, you know, 1 minute we're like really positive about meditation and stuff, and the next we haven't done none for a week, you know. And you can be really positive and have the feeling of it and then be gone. So that's kind of like the step work, you know, 12-step program, which I'm going to be embarking on very soon. I'm just creating a strong foundation for when I start that, because as I've mentioned, I'm still prescribed, but I'm going to be starting my steps very shortly, and I'm trying to get the sponsor sorted and stuff, and get a secure sponsor in place, and I'm going to do that. That's my idea, you know, my drive forward to begin the steps in it. Start on step 1, you know, and do that. But, you know, for me as well, I need to incorporate practice. I need to incorporate loving myself, as it says in Just for Today, you know, the reading. You know, love myself, you know, because I do deserve it. You know, I am a good person. I do send out compassion to others, you know, in my dealings, in my meditations. I can feel that quite wholesomely and strong inside me. But, you know, I'm waffling a bit, maybe not. But yeah, thanks for watching my videos. It means a lot to me. Really, it's kind of cathartic, this, you know, doing it. It's kind of for its own means. But hopefully, if it does help someone, then that'll be, you know, brilliant. You know, I'd say hold tight if you're out there and you're thinking about embarking on recovery. It is very difficult, but positive and possible. You know, there's people out there that's done it. You know, I speak to people almost daily, you know, that say the 24 years without taking a substance. I mean, man, you know, respect, you know, serious. I mean, you know, imagine, you know, it's a lifetime, you know. I've used drugs for so long that I actually do not know, or, well, I shouldn't say don't know, but I don't feel I can incorporate feelings in me sat here of what it might be like not to take a substance, because I've used substances for so long, you know. I can't remember, you know, but I'll have that, you know. I'll have that again if I just stick to program, or stick to whatever it is I do. You know, I'm not a spokesman for NA or any kind of a program. I'm just Kieran, you know. I just speak, you know, about me and what's going on, you know, my understanding of stuff. But at the end of the day, whatever I do, whether it's read this book, read that book, look into the steps, go to this meeting, sharing this meeting, for me, what it is I'm learning, and as long as I'm open to learning and I'm striving to become drug free, it really, it's kind of irrelevant what I'm doing. But I do endorse, you know, programs that have shown to work, you know, and it is that simple. I feel it is shown to work, so that's why I kind of gig it, and that's why I look into it, and that's why I'll put full everything into it. You know, for you, you might just want to do meditation, you might want to do a raw rattle, whatever it is. But I'd just say, take your time and be careful, you know, be careful and mindful. Don't put yourself at risk, you know. Don't, you know, suddenly, you know, stop using drugs in a moment of madness, thinking, yeah, I can do it. You know, why suffer when you don't have to, is what I'd say. I'd say ease the suffering, take your time, get fellowship, you know, get support in what you're doing. You know, change up your friends a little bit, you know. Try and have non-using friends, people that are supportive towards you, you know. But yeah, hopefully get some out of my videos. You know, I will talk about the more intricate details, you know, later down the line. But yeah, thanks anyway, and if you want to leave a comment, I'm open to that, and I'm open to anything really you want to say or ask, you know, in relation to recovery or whatever, or Buddhism, you know, whatever. you know. I'm quite open like that, and I'm looking to learn, you know. I'm looking to learn off others. This is not a thing where I'm trying to put myself on any kind of a pedestal or anything like that. It's kind of a cathartic support mechanism for others, but also for me, you know. I like doing this. It's nice for me to be able to do, you know, a video, you know, about what's going on for me and stuff. Feels very nice and calming. But yeah, thanks for listening. Sorry it's so long video this time. Maybe you can just catch 5 of it or what have you. But safe, respect all. I'm Kieran and I'm an addict. Laters.